Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Catherine and I tell true tales, real life experiences of people. And these are the stories that are shared by some colleagues or some people who've just had very funny experiences of the work or they have seen very funny experiences. So I'll take you into the country called Kenya. So in Kenya, there is the Rift Valley. This is a place, it's a province, yes, Rift Valley province, and it has very many towns, and these towns have so many colleges, and these colleges have so many students from all over the country. We have universities, we have colleges, of course, we have high schools. So in this case, I'm going to take you to one university in one college, actually a polytechnic. You've seen these students in the polytechnic, how there is some competition, especially amongst the ladies, and of course the guys, but mostly amongst the ladies, to outshine other ladies, like who has the latest phone, who has the latest hairstyle, who has the most expensive clothes, things like that. We see this in the universities and we see this in colleges as well. Not only do they start from workplaces, they start right from college, these habits of competition just to show off. No matter, it doesn't matter at what cost. And normally this happens from the ladies who come from backgrounds that are mainly actually poor. So they try to cover up their poverty by the way they dress, by the things they own, just to hide their background. So there is one university there in the Rift Valley. I'll not name the university, but the ladies there, of course, not all ladies, no, they're used to this thing of hanging out at night, just to let off steams, or just some make it just a habit to go hanging out from pub to pub, drinking alcohol, and some even get into drugs. And it's known very well that in the university there are these ladies who really sort themselves out to the high class. In reality, they come from the low class, but they have to cover it up by getting sugar daddies or guys with a lot of money. Men, normally, of course, in the university, unless you have all the guys coming from the rich families, you'll not get guys who just throw out money like that. So they opt to go for married guys from out there who will go hunting for young ladies just to use and dump because they know that the ladies out there are after money so that they, you know, make themselves shine more than the others. So what happens is this group of ladies used to go out every night. They used to call it kudiro, kudiro. I don't know how the name came about, kudiro. I just can't even connect it to any Swahili word, but they say kudiro. Tonight I'm going to kudiro. It means you're going around hanging and hitting on guys. And in short terms, to be blunt, they were going out to prostitute. That's what they do in the universities and in the colleges. So when these girls end up prostituting, of course, prostitutes share clients, even though they might not know that they're sharing the same clients. They do end up with the same client one way or another. So there was this guy who was known as the man with the bandage. The man with the bandage. If the lady is prostituting and meets the man with the bandage, that will be her last day of prostitution. So they will go rounding around, going around towns, man to man, jumping from one man to another, making a few bucks, then jumping to another, some in the car, things like that, you know, just to make money so that they will buy nice clothes to show off at the university, brands to show off to the poor ones or to the decent ladies who are not so interested in this kind of bullshit that is going on around. Or they will just have money so that they can throw parties around during their birthdays or take others out just for show. You can imagine, for popularity, you know, the things that peer pressure can make some people do. If you're not brought up properly, you'll find yourself in this category just for sure. And in the end, what do you have? The man with the bandage. So the man with the bandage rumor was going on around. There's a man with the bandage. The reason he's wearing the bandage is because he's HIV positive and his body is so worn out, he's so thin. So what he needs to do is wrap a bandage, a big bandage around his body to add on some weight so that people will not be suspecting when they see a skeletal of a person coming to pick them. Of course, the guy was once a very prominent person who was driving these big cars that these hookers in the university are after. So when they are seen in these cars, they feel so great. They want everybody to see them being picked by these cars, not like their university mates who will wait for maybe a taxi at most, or a bus, or walk to the pub. Start walking early so that you're at the disco on time if you have a university girl, a university guy. So these ones were going for those guys with big cars. He was cruising different cars every time, and every lady was dying to have him. But one funny thing is that every lady who was having him never went back to him and never said what occurred in their meeting during their rendezvous. But there was one lady who spoke up on her deathbed, as in she had full-blown AIDS because she had met the man with the bandage. The man with the bandage will take the ladies to different pubs. And in the process, he will either drag them and then go rape them in a lodging and then leave them there, only for them to wake up in the morning just having brief memory of what happened. All they remember was a white, kind of a mummy wrapped chest or something drunk, and then they will black out. And if they were not blacked out, it did not matter. The man will rape them, and a gun. So this is what was happening. And because some of them were so evil that they didn't want to share this experience, and they or had already had that this man with the bandage was HIV, they wouldn't want to tell anyone that they had encountered this man with the bandage. And since he used to come in different cars, it was very hard to warn the others, the other clique of prostitutes, university prostitutes, if they were going to encounter the guy. Or they just wanted the person to have the same kind of experience they had because they knew that they had collected the HIV. So then came this man with the bandage one time to one lady. The man with the bandage. This lady was very sober. She couldn't take any drinks, open drinks from him in the pub because she thought she's a clever prostitute, and she was like, she had seen this guy driving a very nice limousine, and she was like, here, she's gonna rob this guy, because she was also like known as a gangster in the university. She knows how to spike men with I don't know what, these drugs, but she thought that this guy, she's gonna maybe have something with him, maybe turn him into some money minting boyfriend or something of the sort. So as usual, after their drink, they went to his room. this time he took her to a very expensive hotel, and there he was, the man with the bandage. She didn't know that he's the man with the bandage, of course, until he had undressed her, ready for their rendezvous. And since she thought that she was very romantic also, she didn't have to wait for him to take off his shirt, but she was helping him take off his shirt. Helping him take off his shirt. Tick tock! And the first thing she sees is a white bandage, and it struck her. She is in the same room with the man with the bandage. The man with the bandage. She was so shocked. She didn't know what to do. And since he had seen her shock, he just told her, you either agree or you die. Choose. You either agree or you die. And if you scream, I shoot you. And the man with the bandage, true enough, in his suitcase that has enough money that he was using to rape the girls and pay them off, there was a gun for those who will try to fight him back. So she thought she's clever, and she said, okay, let me do this. Let me just freshen up, and then I come back. Let me go to the shower, freshen up, and then I come back. You said, fine, you go to the shower, freshen up. But he was clever enough, he had seen more of this nonsense. Let me freshen up and come back. And so when they try to freshen up, they will be looking for ways to run. And of course, this freshen up lady, she was on the 6th floor of some hotel I don't want to mention here. And there was a window there. And she thought she could escape. I don't know how. You can think that you can escape from the 6th floor to the ground. You know, when you're in danger, sometimes your head does not work properly. You know, you're imagining that man in a bandage, and you're imagining HIV, you're imagining the embarrassment you're going to have, the stereotype, you know. So this lady decided she was gonna, you know, jump from, like, hold on to those, whatever it is. I don't know what you're thinking. Like, you know, when the windows are open like this, you think you can hang up on one window and then, I don't know, hold on to whatever is hanging here and then jump to the other one. Well, she tried that trick, and that was the end of her. The man with the bandage checked the bathroom and she was not there, and he knew that, of course, she had fallen off from the 6th floor to the ground floor and definitely was dead. And in the news, a university student found or committed suicide. Not knowing the real story was the man with the bandage. Back in the other polytechnic, there were other students also doing the same business, you know. These ones were called nyamachoma. Nyamachoma is called roasted meat. These were secretariat students who never attended even one lecture. I think they attended one lecture on the first day they arrived at the college. They were doing a diploma. So if you miss some percentage of the diploma, you don't sit for exams and automatically you're disqualified. So these ones had already been disqualified because they never used to attend classes, but they used to do business, prostitution. They were called nyamachoma. And since the Rift Valley is full of farmers, some of them will come on combined harvesters, driving a combined harvester, tractors, coming to meet your client because you didn't even have time to go to change to your house and come back smelling good or anything. They are coming in their gumboots and the combined harvesters. They have their client there waiting for them. And this lady, when they're coming to her room, she's not in. She's in town doing some other business as well. She has clients waiting in town. So the moment she arrives, oh, she finds a long line of combined harvesters leading to her room and tractors. These are farmers coming to entertain themselves and pay her the money for the day. So she will throw her jacket on her bed and distribute some of these farmers to her friends who are also in her category, who are selling their bodies for money. Now, one time, since the man with the bandage was in a different town and he was so well known, he decided to change the venue. So, on this line of the men in combined harvesters waiting, the man with the bandage came with his cruised in with his limousine. This time he didn't have to change the car because nobody knows him in this college. And the nyama choma, the roasted meat lady, that was her nickname, saw this limo driving in. And she immediately dismissed all these tractors waiting for her on the line and brought in this limousine guy, the man with the bandage. Of course, she was a bit shocked, like, what the hell is this? When he undressed, and there was a bandage all around his trunk. And of course, the bandage was not only giving him a bit of weight, but it was also covering the wounds of HIV. You know, I think he was in the last stages of AIDS, so he had nothing to lose. Wounds, marks of the wounds, and she almost she wanted to push him out, but it was too late. His gun, click, on the bed. He performed his stuff, gave her the money, gave her the HIV, and left. Well, guys, that was the story that she narrated from her deathbed. All the money that she had made, of course, she had already been discontinued from the university. And it's funny that even if they discontinue someone from the university, the person can still find their way in because the security is normally not so tight. People walk in and out, visitors, people come stay there. So it's very hard to know that this guy is still around. Only the other students will know. And since students don't like telling on each other, this is what happened. So she collected her HIV. If she had not already collected, she collected this one. Died! Because it was those days that there were no antivirals. Alternatively, she had collected it already, but this guy just came and gave in the last blow. And this is the story she also gave about the man with the bandage, before the man with the bandage finally passed away of AIDS, full-blown AIDS. He had infected so many university ladies, those ones looking for money to show off. And the same money was used to buy their coffins and their burial materials and to pay their morgue fees. So if you like my story, share, like, and subscribe. Click that button. Ciao.